Without question, one of our most important senses is the sense of sight. We are able to see as a result of the ability of the eye to receive visual stimuli and in turn pass that along to the brain for interpretation. Our sense of sight, facilitated by the eyes, is crucial. The eyes receive visual stimuli and pass it to the brain for interpretation. As complex organs, eyes capture and focus light through several structures, each with a specific role. Understanding this process explains our vision and potential vision issues. The sclera, a tough white layer, keeps the eye's shape and protects internal parts, while the choroid, a dark blood vessel-filled layer, nourishes the retina and prevents internal light reflection. Understanding photoreception involves learning about eye structures like the sclera, cornea, iris, pupil, lens, ciliary muscles, retina, rods, cones, optic nerve, and fovea centralis, each playing a role in light capture, focus, or processing. The diagram depicts the eye's primary structures. Light travels through the cornea and pupil, gets focused by the lens, hits the retina, and then transforms into electrical signals. The cornea is the clear, transparent covering at the front of the eye. It allows light to enter the eye and acts as a fixed lens that begins focusing incoming light. The cornea allows light to pass into the eye and helps focus that light. In fact, most of the eye's focusing power comes from the cornea, not the lens. The pupil is the black opening in the center of the iris. It is the point where light enters the eye. Pupil size is controlled by muscles in the iris. The pupil's function is simple but critical. It is the hole that allows light to enter the eye. By changing size, it regulates how much light reaches the retina. When light levels are low, the pupil dilates or gets larger. This allows more light to enter the eye, improving vision in darker conditions. When light levels are high, the pupil constricts or gets smaller. This reduces the amount of light entering the eye and protects the retina from damage. The iris is the colored part of the eye. It is a circular muscle that controls the size of the pupil and therefore regulates how much light enters the eye. The iris controls the amount of light entering the eye by adjusting pupil size. It responds automatically to changes in light intensity. The sclera is the tough white outer covering of the eyeball. It covers the entire eye except for the cornea and provides attachment points for eye muscles. The sclera supports the eyeball and provides structural strength. It also allows muscles to attach, enabling eye movement. The lens is located behind the pupil. It is a flexible, converging lens that allows us to see objects both near and far. The lens fine-tunes focus by changing shape. This process, called accommodation, allows light to be focused precisely onto the retina. The retina is the light-sensitive inner layer of the eye. It contains photoreceptors called rods and cones and converts incoming light into electrical signals. The retina converts light waves into electrical nerve impulses. These signals are then sent to the brain for processing. The optic nerve carries electrical signals from the retina to the brain. The brain receives an inverted image and interprets it so we perceive the world upright. The optic nerve transmits electrical signals from the retina to the visual areas of the brain, where images are processed and interpreted. The blind spot is where the optic nerve leaves the eye, lacks light-detecting rods and cones. The blind spot creates a small gap in vision, but the other eye compensates, so we normally don't notice it. This diagram illustrates the occurrence of a blind spot in each eye, which can be proven by simple tests, even though we hardly notice it. Light enters through the cornea and pupil, is focused by the lens, and reaches the retina, where it is converted into nerve signals. The eye uses two lenses, the cornea and the lens. The cornea does most of the focusing while the lens fine-tunes the image for clarity. The lens has a small depth of field, meaning you cannot focus on near and far objects at the same time. Focus is adjusted by changing the shape of the lens. These diagrams show how the lens becomes more or less curved. Changing the shape of the lens allows us to focus. As we age, the muscles get weaker, hence the need for reading glasses. A rounder lens focuses on near objects, while a flatter lens focuses on distant objects. Hyperopia, or farsightedness, occurs when close objects are difficult to see. Light focuses behind the retina and is corrected using converging lenses. This diagram shows how converging lenses correct hyperopia by refocusing light onto the retina. Presbyopia is an age-related form of farsightedness. As the lens loses elasticity, focusing on close objects becomes more difficult. It is commonly corrected with reading glasses. Myopia, or nearsightedness, is a condition where close objects are seen clearly but distant objects appear blurry. This happens when the distance between the lens and the retina is too large, causing light to focus in front of the retina instead of directly on it. Myopia is corrected using diverging lenses which spread light out before it enters the eye. This diagram illustrates myopia's impact on vision. In an untreated eye, light focuses before the retina. A diverging lens corrects this by shifting the focus to the retina. Astigmatism is a blurred or distorted vision condition caused by the eye's inability to focus images on the retina due to an oval instead of spherical cornea. Some variants can be corrected with specialized lenses. Glaucoma, an eye disease causing potential blindness due to optic nerve damage from increased eye pressure, often goes unnoticed due to its subtle symptoms. Regular eye checks are crucial as, despite being treatable, the damage caused is usually permanent. Cataracts are commonly caused by aging, prolonged UV exposure, or trauma. They are typically treated by surgically removing the affected lens. The iris and pupil work together to adjust the light intake in the eye. The iris shrinks the pupil in brightness to protect the retina and widens it in dimness for more light. Pupil size is auto-regulated by the iris. The lens adjusts focus by thickening for close objects and flattening for distant ones. Over time, losing flexibility makes close focus challenging. The figure illustrates accommodation. Ciliary muscle relaxation tightens zonular fibers, flattening the lens for distant sight. Their contraction loosens these fibers, rounding the lens for close sight. The retina has photoreceptors that turn light energy into electrical signals through transduction. Rods detect light and aid vision in darkness but can't discern color. Cones work well in bright light, producing color vision and crisp detail. The fovea centralis, a small cone-dense retina region, provides sharp vision and detail. Your eyes shift to direct images onto the fovea when reading or focusing. This diagram depicts the eye's key features and their organization. Light traverses the cornea, pupil, and lens, continues through the vitreous humor, and hits the retina. These signals are then sent to the brain via the optic nerve for interpretation. Rods and cones create electrical signals processed by retinal neurons and sent to the brain via the optic nerve. A blind spot lacking photoreceptors occurs where this nerve leaves the retina. The brain fills missing information using both eyes. Vision isn't just image capturing, but ongoing neural interpretation. Rods perceive light intensity, not darkness. The iris adjusts incoming light and the lens focuses it. We perceive what our brain interprets from sensory signals. Not an exact replica of reality.